Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jot. I'm here with a tier maker list. I'm with my boys MugiMikey and Axel Lazuli. We here to rank
Hello.
the Sonic games.
Hello.
That's right.
Here
We
to
are
rank
going-
them, tank them, and bank them.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
spank them.
Some
Definitely
of them
spank 'em.
we're gonna dank them.
Yeah, some of them will be dank, some of them will be pure stank.
That's true. Dank or stank.
So
Hot or not.
What was happening was I saw a bunch of people doing these on Twitter. I thought about doing a Twitter one, but you know,
Twitter be dying.
yeah, Twitter might be dying, so I was like, oh,
Too busy
shit.
dying right now.
Yeah, so I'm like, shit, bro, I'll get your clicks and your views over here, bro. So plus it's better for my engagement if you hear me out in the comments here. So
True.
Yeah.
much better if I'm being 100. All right. So man, okay, where do we begin? You can see here I added a bunch of shit that I didn't play, or it was you know, a compilation of games, you know, so like what was Sonic Gems Collection is in there, Sonic Mega Collection. Even though those are all great, I feel like it's weird to include a repackaging of games that we're already going to rank, right?
You never played Sonic Generations?
No, I did.
Oh, okay. That's
where the
It's
that's
up top.
the 3DS one.
There's two of them. There's one up there, and then in the right hand column near the bottom, there's another Sonic. Oh, that's Sonic Origins.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Origins.
Yup.
Yeah, that's Origins.
Gotcha. I understand now.
Yeah, so I also didn't feel like adding fan games into the list was like a thing. I feel like we should only go with like official games or official collabs, right? That makes the most sense.
It
Makes
does.
sense to me.
All right. And as you can see,
And it's our most shared experiences.
yes. And as you can see, I added the Game Gear at the bottom because I hate the Game Gear. I think
Wait,
it's
wait a second. No! Man, I remember I showed you my Game Gear and you're like, that's pretty cool, Axel. And then I whipped out another one and when you came to visit us, it was all you wanted to see was my Game Gear.
yeah. I wanted to see one in person. Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, you can't just do my Game Gear
The
that
coolest
way,
thing
man.
about the Game Gear is that it exists. Nothing more.
Yeah, it exists, right?
Well, at least you didn't put Sonic 2 in here on the Game Gear.
Wait, the Sonic 2 Game Gear version?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not there.
hold on, I got you.
No!
Thanks for reminding me, bro.
No, you forgot Sonic 1. I think it's the one on the left, Game Gear version.
Oh,
or it'd be listed as Master System.
yeah, Master
Same
System.
thing.
Yeah, there we
It's
go.
the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Man, thank
Game Gear
you.
version.
Keeping you straight, homie.
The
Keeping you
Game Gear
straight.
version is just the Master System, but scaled down.
Come
it's
on,
awful.
man.
So,
It's terrible.
how
I
do
loved the
you
Game Gear.
how do you feel that the Game Gear sucks is all the way below extreme dog shit?
I hate it. You know, man, we just got started and you're already dunking on something I like. I think I'm out, fam.
No,
come
it's
on,
fine.
come
You
on.
gotta be here.
I'm
This isn't a Game Gear video. It's all right.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
all
not,
right.
it's not a Game Gear.
It's all right,
video.
it's all right.
And don't
the
worry.
Game Gear game here. It's a game. I'm done. I'm out.
Listen, she actually left, bro.
did.
Okay, she's back. She's
I'm
back. All right.
So now that you've agreed to put the Game Gear games back under didn't play, 'cause
That ain't
you
happening.
play 'em, I want you to play them.
Here, let me add this.
What? Axel. No.
Is that better?
No,
Yep.
that's actually worse.
Should I take it out?
Yeah, you can take it out. It's fine. This
Okay.
is your video. It's your opinion. And as much as I support your right to have the wrong opinion, I still support your right to have an opinion.
I say
Alright.
we get right to the tier making though.
Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to
Yeah, okay.
All
Dunking
right.
on me for my Game Gear love.
it. So as you can see, like I said, we got everything sorted already. So we're gonna go through the list, and if there's something I don't remember playing, I'll probably add it to didn't play if I feel like I didn't have enough experience with it. Of something of the sort. Okay. So we're just gonna start right off the bat. We're gonna go left to right. If I think we're getting to something too soon, I'll come back to it. So first up, we got Sonic the Fighters.
Yo, I love that one.
Your love for that one is definitely
All right, Game Gear girl, I know.
nostalgic driven, like my love for the Game Gear.
Well, at least you can admit that.
Yo, I will say, as cheesy as Sonic the Fighters is, it kind of has a lot of heart, and it did put one of my favorite characters into existence, right? Bark? Is that the first game that Bark came from?
That is, yep, that's it.
Yeah, so I think it's fun for like a little spin-off game. I think I'm gonna put it in C.
Sounds good to me.
I respect that.
Yeah, I think that's a good
For
spot
what it
for it.
is and what it offers, I
True.
definitely could respect that.
Also, it's fun just like infinite comboing people to death. We
Yep.
should
Maybe that's why I don't have the same fond memories, because I'm the one getting comboed on by people that know how to play it, because they've been playing it since they could talk.
Yeah, speaking of which, next time
Before
we all
they
hang
could talk.
next time we all hang out, we should stream it again.
True.
Oh no.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
What's next?
uh
Oh, oh, we're hitting the ground
Yeah.
running, aren't we?
I think
We're
that
hitting the ground running.
We're getting the best things out of the way, aren't we?
yeah, I think we all know that this is going straight to S tier.
Oh,
What?
what?
Yeah, no, I'm just fucking kidding. It's extreme dog shit. Yeah, fuck that game, bro. Yeah. I don't need to really sell you a reason on why Sonic 4 is fucking extreme dog shit. We already know. We already
True.
know. Okay. Sonic Mania Plus. I just want to check ahead. Is regular Sonic Mania in here, or is it just Sonic Mania Plus? Yeah, I think it's just
That's fine.
okay. Sonic Mania Plus. I think I'm gonna put Sonic Mania Plus S tier.
I was gonna say, is there
Yeah.
really anything else you can give Sonic Mania? It is the go-to Sonic game, the
Yeah.
go-to Sonic
One of
experience
them.
of the modern age, I would say.
I don't think it's, well, it's the only good one of the last decade. Yeah, I think it's really good for the most part. There's a few things wrong with it,
Mikey's
but
favorite game.
one of them.
What's your favorite Sonic game, bro?
I think I like Sonic Mania because it's like I don't know, it's like the modern equivalent of playing Sonic 3. Like it feels nice to me, right?
It does.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
And it's definitely like my go-to. I'm bored, but I want to stream something game because I like
Yeah.
it that much that I can just pick it up and play it anytime, and I really do enjoy it.
Right, it's definitely something I just enjoy turning on. I've got it on multiple consoles. It's great on the go. It's got a great Switch experience. It's got a great PS4 experience. It's
Yeah.
great on PC. You really can't go wrong with Sonic Mania on any platform.
Not to mention, fucking the music. The music is perfect.
Yes, of course. How could we forget
Perfect.
the music?
Perfect.
What's next?
Lights, camera, action.
Love that song. All right, Sonic Advance.
That one is a fun little game.
It really is, and it offered a different experience compared to a lot of other things, a lot of other Sonic games at that time, especially to be portable.
Right.
And Sonic's friends were in it, so that's a plus from me.
And it was cool seeing Sonic on the Game Boy for like
It
Yep.
was.
that was the first time, right?
Yep, that was it.
To be honest, like I remember playing it when it came out, but like thinking about it right now, I don't know if I really remember enough of it to have like a solid opinion about it.
Oh,
It's
really?
it's fun. It's solid.
I just streamed it recently. Playing as Amy was challenging but fun.
It's
Right.
it's inoffensive. I think it's fine. It's good. I like it.
But if you don't remember playing it much, and if you can't rank it or don't feel confident ranking
It's one
it,
of those things where like I haven't played it recently, but when I was a kid, I remember really enjoying it. So like off of that alone, I would probably give it like a C. Just
Well,
because
if she's able to form her Game Gear opinions that way, you should be able to do the same thing here. So,
all right.
listen, this isn't roast Axel hour.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
no, it's not a roast. It's for real. Like if you remember liking something as a kid and that's the only
For
time you played it,
real.
it counts.
Okay. We are at Sonic Adventure.
Oh, wow.
Yo.
Man, based on our childhood experiences, we should all just shove it in S tier. Call it a day.
It is up there. It is a really
Nostalgia
good.
for the win. Rated N for nostalgia.
So, Sonic Adventure to me is probably an instant S tier. It's got like one of my favorite stories. I think it has like probably some of the best Sonic writing. I mean, Gamma is one of the most memorable characters, and he's only in one game.
And Big the Cat's in it.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, Big is in it, and not to mention the Danny DeVito Burger Guy statue. We all love him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, it has and in the potholes, right? Can't forget.
And Chaos. Let's
the
not forget
potholes.
Chaos. And
Yeah,
Tikal's there too.
Uh-huh.
Tikal's cool.
Yeah, her dead ass. Yeah, she's there.
Got those the Chow Garden, the Chow experience.
Oh yeah, it's the game that first introduced the Chow. I'm gonna
Yes,
be real
it
though.
is.
The Chow Garden in SA1 Dreamcast version is dog shit. Terrible.
Yeah, but at least you could, put your.
I mean, it
Chow
gets
in the-
better.
You could put your Chow in the VMU.
That's cool, but that's
And by the time the game, actually, it was not SA2. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Chow Pocket
Yeah.
Adventure is alright.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Wait, could you put the Chow in the VMU of Sonic Adventure
Yes.
1?
Yes. You
Yeah, yeah.
It seems like an expensive Tamagotchi.
could. Uh-huh.
It kind of was, bro.
Yeah.
But you got in-game bonuses for it too.
Yeah. No, so like the thing to add on to this is that I hate to like dick ride Crush 40 for this, but like dude, come on. Like a big part of Sonic for me is the music. And
I was gonna say, Dick Ride
Yeah.
Crush 40. You're a Sonic fan.
I know. I mean, I don't dick ride Crush 40 the way that other people do. Like, I'm not gonna be upset if they're not in a game. But
No, they're upset that they're not in the movie.
right. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Let the movie be its own thing.
Why do you have
know?
rap music? Where's Crush 40?
All right. So we don't need to say too much more about Sonic Adventure. The first 3D entry and probably arguably one of the best.
All downhill from there.
Speaking of downhill, Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes. Sonic
At least it's got Crush 40.
Okay. Sonic Heroes. At the time, very exciting. Kind of a cool concept doing the like the triple team thing, but
Definitely outside the scope of the typical Sonic game.
right, but
It was cool at first, yeah.
the downfall of Sonic Heroes is that it's like you play the same levels as like how many different teams?
Four
Yeah.
teams.
Four different teams.
And then the game breaks after Rail Canyon. Every single team.
Team Sonic is normal mode. Team Dark is hard. Team Rose is easy, and Chaotix is just missions. That's it.
To be honest though, all of them are easy if you just keep doing the infinite team gauge glitch.
Yeah, true.
All right, so Sonic Heroes. I don't think I'm gonna be kind to this one. I think Sonic Heroes is like fucking D tier.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in extreme dog shit. It's definitely better than.
Oh,
Sonic
anything is
4.
better than Sonic 4.
Thanks, Justin.
Well, I mean, it's the Game Gear.
Let's
not
not
like I'm
get
saying
let's
much,
not get
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Let's
bro,
not get
it's
crazy.
it's like they're still sitting at like the same table basically. Like, all right.
Nah, I feel like the Game Gear games show up to the table. I feel like Sonic 4 doesn't even show up to the table. They couldn't even finish the damn game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right. Wow, got 2 for 2 here.
Yeah. Speaking of going downhill, Instant Sonic Forces. I'm gonna put that.
You can't say Sonic Forces without Sonic 4, so extreme dog shit.
You would put in extreme dog shit.
Wow. I wouldn't put it under extreme dog shit.
I'd put it in D or Sonic 4. I'd probably put it at the end of D, honestly.
Wouldn't even put it under D. I would say it works even better than Sonic Heroes. It's not as bugged.
Yeah, but the
introduced a lot of-
game is like 2 hours long. The only
It's
cool
boring.
thing about it is the character creator, and
Yeah, but Vector was in it.
Vector was in Heroes,
Nice.
and he's playable.
Vector was here's yeah.
He was-
Vector's also in D tier right now, so we could just slap forces right next to it. They're neighbors, bro.
Vector was in Heroes, and he was playable.
Listen,
Sonic
man.
Forces, he's just a basic rig that just punches and kicks in one
Yeah.
pre-rendered cutscene. That's it.
He's cool though. Like he's a cool dude
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
is. He's a cool dude, but
Yeah,
See you
but
later,
he
Gator.
can't save himself from the D tier. Hey, look,
Oh.
the D tier is green just like him too. It's like it's his
oh
home,
my
bro.
god.
The computer. I can't fucking do that voice.
Sonic R.
A guilty pleasure of mine.
So
A guilty pleasure.
Sonic R is tough for me because I love the soundtrack, right? The soundtrack is like one of the highlights of my life.
But it's not the entire game.
Right. And the last time we played the
We're
game,
ranking games, not soundtracks. even though
right?
The soundtrack
But it
Part of
does come into factor. It does come into
it
factor.
does.
The soundtrack can't save how bad the actual gameplay is. It's aged like shit. Back when I played it for
I
like
thought it
the
was shit when it released too.
yeah, it was pretty bad back in the day. It's still pretty bad now. It's just kind of bullshit entirely. I wish I could just give it a higher ranking because of the fucking soundtrack, but I'm putting it in extreme dog shit.
I still really like the game. It's a guilty pleasure.
No,
But I admit
know.
it's because I grew up playing it
right.
on the PC, and then it later came to Gems Collection.
Right, childhood memories can't save everything, right?
That's true. Look at the Game Gear. Anyway, moving on.
Look at our parents'
Yeah.
marriage.
Oh my fuck. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Sonic Blast.
Oh god, that's a Game Gear game, bro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's,
I got to
it's
mix
the
up.
worst one.
I got
It's
to
the
mix up with
very-
Sonic 3D Blast.
It's the worst Game Gear game, bro. It is
Yeah.
the worst one. It is fucking rotting dog shit.
Okay.
No, there's nothing saving that one. Fuck that game. It's a piece of shit.
Dude, you are passionate about this. I don't
It's really bad, bro. Oh, I'm not joking. It's really
I know
bad.
I'm not welcome here.
You should do a Game Gear marathon stream. You'll see, bro. You'll see exactly what I mean. It fucking sucks, bro.
It would be cool.
Anyway,
It would be cool if the Game Gear got like all the Game Gear games got the triple trouble like 16-bit reboot kind of thing. Like if somebody with some kind soul could do all that, maybe we could play all them in an accessible fashion that we didn't have to start a nuclear reactor to play. That'd
right?
be kind of cool.
Yeah, fair.
Now we have
Break the bank on batteries.
Sonic 1.
Yes, Sonic 1. All right.
It laid the foundation for everything to come.
It did. But if I'm being entirely honest, it's like one of my least favorite. It might actually be my least favorite Genesis game. When we played it again recently, I wasn't really enjoying it all too much. I feel like because when I started playing Sonic, I started with Sonic 3. That I feel like it kind of tainted everything for me, right? So, if I'm being honest, Sonic 3 is like C tier. Or Sonic 1.
Sonic 1.
Yeah,
Sonic 1.
sorry. Sonic 1 is C tier. Sonic 3 is a different story.
I feel like
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I feel like Sonic 1 is a good game on its own, but it only gets knocked down a couple of points simply because the following games, the subsequent ones, did it better. Way
Yeah,
better.
they built on it. And
Yeah.
because they built upon it, that obviously means that the initial just did the job of laying the foundation so that the stuff that was to come could be better.
Right.
True.
Sometimes there's a situation where the first is the best, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's not always the case. I think with Sonic, it was something where he was usually always improved upon later on in the Genesis era. I'm not even going to start having that conversation with 3D. So, yeah, so I think C is fair for that. It's not like it's the best. It's not like it's the worst. It's right in the fucking middle, right? So, so going ahead, we're at Sonic Spinball. It's going to D tier. I'm not even gonna fuck around with that. I don't think I've ever made it past like the first fucking level. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know many souls that actually have.
It's like it's a game. That's all. It's a game.
Yeah,
the frame rate is awful. Like,
Yeah.
you think Sonic Unleashed on the 360 is bad? No, this one is like really bad, bro. Anyway, the music is kind of cool.
Sonic Pinball Party.
I have that for the Game Boy Advance, and I think that's when you played it.
I feel like I probably played it at your place. Yeah.
Yeah, and you probably put it down after 2 minutes because it's just all it is a basic pinball game, but with like Sonic themes. It's like Sonic music, Sonic boards. That's it. It's got Knights in there and Samba de Amigo as well.
I'll have to.
It's just a basic pinball game.
It's not.
It's fun. My mom really likes it. That's because she likes pinball.
It's not like it's super memorable to me. Like, it's not like it jumped out at me. So I think I'm just, for the sake of argument, I'm just gonna slap it in D tier. Because like I remember playing Sonic Advance more than Sonic Pinball Party. So
if you like pinball, you like Sonic Pinball.
Yeah, if you like pinball, you probably shouldn't play Sonic. You should probably go play a fucking pinball game. All right.
It's more of a pinball game than a Sonic game. It's just a Sonic themed pinball game.
Pinball with my favorite blue character.
Okay.
Mega Man.
Oh God.
Anyway, Sonic Advance 2.
Yes.
Let's go!
Sonic Advance 2. I don't remember too much of it either. I don't even know if I owned it. It might have been a situation where I just played it at your house again because you had all the Sonic shit. I didn't have everything.
Yep.
So, for sake of argument, I think we're gonna just put it in C tier.
Personally, it is my favorite Sonic Advance series game.
So
it is my favorite one.
I guess what I should say is that these are my current feelings, right? So we'll say this is the Sonic 2022 tier list. So who knows, maybe in 2023 or 2024, my feelings will change. I'll go back and play some of these again, and maybe my feelings will change.
You have to put this as like the title. Put it in the title 2022 edition.
Yes,
there we go.
That's a good idea.
We should play the Game Gear games. Fuck them. We should play the advanced games on stream for sure.
Man, you backed 1,000.
I got your hopes up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know what? In the comments down below, let us know if you want us to do like a Sonic Advance like challenge like we did with all the other games.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
See a Game Gear edition.
And Axel can join us this time too. She could probably join us.
A Game Gear grind, like
no,
having to stream Game Gear games every fucking night.
No,
Great.
Bro.
No.
I don't have the patience to do it. That's
we gotta move on to the next one. We can't have this be the Game Gear stream. We gotta keep moving on, man. Or Game Gear video. We gotta keep moving on.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Obviously S tier. Obviously S tier.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is an A tier for me.
Personally,
really?
I think it is better than the Dreamcast one, simply because I feel like it has... I mean, sure, there's a few parts where it's not as good, but overall, I think it's a far more complete
I can't believe you're
package.
putting it under Sonic Adventure. I feel like it was on par, if not greater.
I think Sonic Adventure is better than Sonic Adventure 2.
How? Why?
I like the characters better in Sonic Adventure 1. I like the fact that you can, after you unlock characters with Sonic, you can go and play them in any order you want. You're not forced at, like, you're not the game's hostage where you have to, like, lock yourself into playing the light story or the dark story to do everything, you know? And there's actually some kind of freedom to it.
Okay.
It's not like the most free game I've ever played, but Sonic Adventure actually feels like an adventure because you're actually going places, you're actually exploring. There's like things to do in the outside world.
Right. The agency there is definitely greater than that of Sonic Adventure 2, which clearly aims more to tell a narrative.
Right.
Personally,
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I love Dr. Eggman. I love Shadow. I love Rouge. I think they're amazing characters, but I love both games. The funny thing is, though, I feel like Sonic Adventure 2 isn't really a direct sequel to Sonic Adventure. It's only really in the name. The
Right.
games really don't. They're not really that much alike. I mean, in hindsight,
Hold-
they're more alike now than compared to newer games. But
Right.
you know, it could have had a different title.
Hold some of that because we're gonna talk about Sonic Adventure 2 again in a little bit because
Sure
we're
thing.
gonna come back to it since we have to do the Dreamcast version as well.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, dude. All right,
Yes.
Mean Bean Machine.
Yes.
Yo, Mean Bean Machine is probably A tier.
It's fucking goated, bro.
Yeah.
It is goated.
Classic.
GOAT soundtrack, awesome rework of Puyo Puyo. Man, me and Mikey spent countless hours playing this shit. When we should have been sleeping before school and shit.
And doing homework.
Yeah, and doing homework.
We came home with F's on our papers, and you know our parents were like, "Hey, you need to study more." And we're like, "All right." What did we do? We played more Mean Bean Machine.
Yeah,
That's what we did.
that's actually extremely fair. Yeah. So now we're coming to Sonic Adventure DX. Sonic Adventure DX is man, I don't know if I would
It's a
give it.
port.
Yeah, I don't know if I would give it an S tier because like
It's not broken.
I do
But-
think the Dreamcast version is better.
I agree. Yeah.
So I would probably say that Sonic Adventure DX is like
Rank it as its own thing.
I'm stuck between A and B.
And it also has Game Gear games, all of them.
Oh, that's a B then.
Wow.
I forgot about that.
What?
It also
It's got
doesn't,
shit-
it doesn't give
You're
you
not
Holes.
ranking the Game Gear games, you're ranking the Sonic Advance.
yeah, but having the
Also-
Game Gear's
Also,
yeah.
it's the very first Sonic game where he has blue eyelids.
Oh fuck yeah, gotta go B. B for blue eyelids. Yeah, sorry. R.I.P.
Yep.
What color are his eyelids supposed to be?
Before that, they were tan.
They make sense being blue.
I know somebody's
I agree. I like them blue too. But anyway, this isn't an eyelid stream. I was just trying to be that guy. But let's move on.
right. I know somebody.
Trying to be, you are that guy.
No, I'm not.
Mr. Ratio from snout to eye.
Let's go. Come on.
Okay.
Let's go.
I know somebody watching this is gonna go, why the fuck is Sonic Adventure in S and why is DX in B? There's a multitude of reasons. I don't like the textures in B. I actually agree with Sonic Adventure DX looking far worse than Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast.
The lighting is like.
yeah, the lighting
is-
is shit. The Dreamcast version actually runs better. It's just yeah, man.
DX does, however, have a better Chow Garden, but that's not enough to save it.
What
Right.
platform was DX on?
It's on the
GameCube.
GameCube.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so Sonic Rush.
Sonic Rush.
I think to be fair about this, I don't know if I can't remember if I've actually ever played it.
You did. I remember we played the 2-player mode, and you hated it.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I don't want to put it in like D or extreme dog shit because that wouldn't be fair. And I feel like I should give it a replay, so I'm gonna put it in didn't play or comps. All of my knowledge of this game in modern times is just how much I like the soundtrack because of Naganuma.
Hideki Naganuma. He
Yeah.
follows Axel on Twitter, you know.
It's
Hell yeah.
true.
Well,
Yeah, for reasons.
well, if
For-
Twitter
for
Twitter
now.
is still here after this video comes out, pretty based, right? So
Right. If not, otherwise, hey, at least it happened.
yeah, it's cool as hell. I wish he followed me.
Show him cleavage, bro.
Okay.
That makes it sound like he only follows me for my titties. That's not the only reason.
He likes your hair.
Yes,
He actually
does.
said you're the CEO of Red Hair.
I
Well, now it's
am.
purple, but you know.
Right
Okay.
now it's purple, but at the time.
Yeah.
All right. So we're at regular Sonic Adventure 2.
Yep.
I'm gonna put Sonic Adventure 2 in A tier. Because I still think that at least the case with Adventure 2 Battle in Adventure 2 is like I don't remember them feeling that different to me.
Biggest one is a 2-player mode and Chow Garden.
Right, those are about the only differences I can think of, and the only, like, my favorite moments in the game are fucking, like, City Escape and,
Pumpkin Hill.
no, Metal Harbor. I hate the
Oh.
Knuckles levels. I fucking hate those levels. I
Really?
don't like the Knuckles gameplay. I don't like the Rouge gameplay. Get it the fuck out of my Sonic games, please. Knuckles should have always been a brawler. He has fucking fists for a reason. Why the fuck is he like, oh, let me go dig around and listen to rap music? Although his levels do have like some of the best music.
Just to pad out the game.
Yeah.
But the differences are mostly minute. Mostly in like cutscenes, like with some like different lighting, some different like model differences. They're really, really small though. Really tiny. The differences between SA1 and SA-DX are far greater. But I do think the GameCube version of SA2 is better. And also the GameCube controller is just so much better, dude, than the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast controllers, ugh.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
As much as I love the Dreamcast, I'm sorry, the GameCube controller is better.
So, moving along, we were at Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Dog shit.
I actually like that game.
It's the best one of the racing games.
Yeah.
It's very glitchy.
Because you played it on the Wii U.
Oh, well, fair.
Yeah.
What did you guys play it on?
PC.
I played it on PC. We streamed it one time. Yeah, we streamed it one time, and it was a really fun time.
It's a competent racer. It's a competent one.
On the Wii U, it was not competent. It was.
I thought it was
glitchy
fine.
and dysfunctional.
I didn't mind the gameplay. I think I'm just gonna slap it in C because there are other Sonic racing games, and we'll come to those soon. Sonic the Hedgehog
competent.
2.
Oh.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2
Yeah.
is A tier. That's an A tier
Mhm.
game. I
It's
fucking love
amazing.
that game.
It is great. Such a good game.
Definitely an improvement over the first, for sure.
100%,
In every single
man.
way. In every
100%.
single way.
Yes.
And most of the time, I would just tell people, hey, start with Sonic 2. But, I mean, Sonic 1, you gotta play Green Hill and
Yeah.
Starlight. And
Yeah, you gotta get through it.
you gotta get through the first one before you get to the good stuff. It's like when you tell people to start One Piece, and they're like, oh, the first, 100 episodes aren't that good. Well, I think it's good from the beginning. Not with Sonic, though. Well, Sonic was good from the beginning, but it gets really good with 2. Anyway.
I'm glad you got that out, bro.
I did. I had to get it out of my system.
I can tell you behold.
I had to get it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're really,
All right.
really passionate.
I had to get it out.
Sonic Colors Ultimate. Okay.
All right, make him mad, Justin. Make him mad.
Okay. This Sonic Colors Ultimate was my first time playing Sonic Colors. I didn't play it on the Wii. Fuck the Wii. There's a whole conversation for that could be had. But when it came out recently, I didn't mind playing it. I played it on the PS4. I didn't have any issues running it. I know a lot of people said their games were fucking up or whatever. It's fun, but it plays it safe. The most annoying thing that bogs it down 100% is the wisps. I wish they didn't exist. I understand why they're a thing, but I would just rather have sections where I play as other characters entirely. I don't want to play as Sonic using these dumb character abilities that have to be shouted at me like I'm watching a fucking kid's show, like gravity, fly, ghost,
Drill.
Drill. Yeah, I don't fucking want any of that shit. It's all butt cheek. So, Sonic Colors Ultimate is probably going to be slapped in C tier.
Personally, when Colors came out on the Wii, I did not like it, and I couldn't say it online either because at the time everyone was like, "Shut up! Sonic is finally in a good spot. Be happy for Sonic." I'm like, I think the game is just it's so mid. I mean, no one said mid back then, but it was just so painfully boring. And I think Ultimate is just I think it looks worse. I never actually really played too much of it. A lot of people got seizures and stuff from it, from some of the glitches.
From the Switch port?
Apparently it happened in other ones too, but
I feel
someone in
like
the
the
comments correct
Switch-
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I feel like I remember those mainly being around the Switch port, which doesn't surprise me because, well, it's the Switch. So basically, most games that aren't made by Nintendo themselves kind of run like poo-poo on the Switch, or they have to be bogged down a lot, which is something we can come back to a little bit later because we're going to talk about some other games, right? All right, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Make her mad, Justin. Make her mad.
This game is extreme dog shit.
What?
Shadow the Hedgehog
It
is
works
extreme
really
dog
well.
shit.
It works better than Sonic Heroes.
In like
And they run
another
on the same
timeline.
engine.
It's basically like on the same,
Oh.
like the same kind of. I don't know if it's on the same exact engine, but you know they play
they
very
are.
similarly.
You know the thing with Shadow the Hedgehog, man, is like that game was like, hey man, how can we sell Shadow to kids that don't play Sonic? Let's give Shadow a bit of edge. So then there's like Shadow, like, yeah, let's put him on a Harley and give him a Glock, and yeah, Shadow's cool now. Yeah. So then like
You want to? I hate to say it, bro, but the reason why this game exists is because people really liked Gamma's shooting in Sonic Adventure.
yeah, but it doesn't function anything like
Nope,
Gamma
no, it
shooting.
doesn't.
It's got multiple endings. The gameplay was fun.
You've only
It
played
wasn't-
one.
it
Dude,
wasn't super glitchy.
I wanna rewind on this because the last time we had this conversation and we were like, hey yo, like you actually like Shadow, and then we asked you something about it and you like didn't remember any of the game at all. You're like, yeah, it's super memorable, and you're like, yeah, this game's banging.
It was. Don't you remember the part at the end where you're like falling on pieces of terrain and everything's getting ripped to shreds and you gotta jump from the falling ground from platform to platform? It was really cool. I do remember the game. I remember a lot about the game. It was a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite Sonic games. How can you put it under extreme dog shit?
Yes, it
Listen,
is.
This game was so bad that I had to undergo years of counseling and have a portion of my brain removed surgically so that I could forget about it.
It flanderized Shadow big
I
time.
hated this fucking game. Hated it.
I
I'm
wouldn't
sorry.
blame this game for flanderizing Shadow.
It
I would
did,
blame
though!
Sonic.exe for flanderizing Shadow.
What?
Yep.
No, this.
Nope.
What? No, this game is the one that did it first.
No. Sonic.exe had much more widespread reach.
Sonic, dude.
All right,
the
hold
episodes-
on. We can't do this. We can't be doing that. Just
What?
no.
Shadow belongs in at least a D.
All right, listen. We'll leave Game Gear the game alone.
Hold
All right,
on.
let's move on to the next one.
To be fair, if it was your tier list, you could put it wherever you want, right? That was the one rule, right?
I know. I just don't understand how it's extreme dog shit to you. I thought you enjoyed it too.
Plays like shit. It flanderizes the
And
character,
you
forever
even
ruining who he
defended my
is.
right to have it among my favorites when Mikey was like,
And now we're
"Eh,
defending Justin's opinion.
I can't believe you actually enjoyed this game as much as you did. And you were like, Mikey, there's a lot of redeeming things about the game that Axel probably enjoys. You can't do Shadow like that, man. You can't put him in extreme dog shit. This was his only game.
Actually, his what would have only been his only game was Sonic Adventure 2, but then they put him in Heroes, right? He's in Heroes,
Yep.
isn't he? He's in Heroes, and then
Yeah, I meant like he got his own game.
yeah,
None
and
of
they
the
fucked
other
it up.
characters got their own game.
It doesn't matter if
They
he got
fucked
his
it
own
up.
game.
You know
Shadow
what? You
got
know what they
his
did
own
with Shadow?
game.
Shadow was like you could have read the instructions on the box on how to cook it, but then they put him in the oven for far too long, and it just came out as this burnt anomaly that had zero taste or flavor or just any redeeming qualities. The game sucks, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Moving on.
it
Yes,
was a
moving
lot of
on.
fun.
All right, Sonic and All Stars Racing. Far less memorable to me than Sonic Racing Transformed. Dude, just-
Shadow's more memorable than this.
no, it isn't. I'm gonna put it in D. So then,
Why?
Sonic Advance
Can't
3.
do this to Shadow, man.
all right, Sonic Advance 3 is gonna go. I think I'm gonna just slap it in C with the
Shadow's
other ones.
better than that too.
I honestly
not
feel
have
like
played that
I
one.
feel like Advance 3 is the worst of the Advance games, honestly. I know a lot of people like it, but I feel like the team system just fucking breaks the pace. I don't know. And the level design is the worst thing about it.
You know what
Right.
game had really good level design though?
Not Shadow.
Go ahead, say it.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
I wish
Mhm.
I should make another tier because Sonic R has better level design than Shadow.
What?
Let her know.
What?
Make her mad, Justin. Make her mad.
It's got a better
Wrong with
OST too.
you?
Damn, you know what's cool about Shadow? Let's give him a gun and a motorcycle.
Yeah, works for Pico. All the funky kids love Pico. Funny how.
Want to know what's funny? Want to know what's funny?
What?
Justin is cooking the shit out of Shadow the Hedgehog, and the residual steam coming off of it is cooking Axel too.
Damn it. Okay.
See, this is just turning into a roast to Axel.
You're the one getting. You're
I
the
know
one.
when I'm not wanted.
You're making it your
You're
personal
wanted here.
identity.
You're wanted here.
No.
Yeah, you are.
I
You're
know
not
when
Shadow.
my opinion's not valid.
No, your opinion's valid. I just
It
don't,
is.
I just don't think Shadow is, that
Did you
great.
actually even play through Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah, when I was a little jot, yeah.
Do you
And
even remember Shadow the Hedgehog?
Do you?
Axel, you only played one of the campaigns, one of the 10
No,
paths.
It was good. It was really
Dude,
fun.
okay, I played it when I was a kid, and then I played it like maybe not all of it like a year ago. I like streamed a bunch of shit from the GameCube, and yeah, I did not like it at all. I did not
Okay.
like it at all.
All right.
Sonic Heroes was far more tolerable to me over Shadow.
What?
Yes.
It is Fido
What?
Feasty.
Yeah.
Even up to Rail Canyon?
It's like biting a crunchy turd, biting a soft turd. They're both turds, but they
So
got
why
something
aren't they
different.
in the same rank?
Because crunchy is better than soft.
Well,
In terms of tacos, anyway.
I think the Infinite Team Glitch is more fun than Shadow, so it's staying. All right.
Oh, okay.
So, Sonic Generations.
I'll like it, but I'll let it go.
This one's gonna make a lot of people mad, especially
Yeah.
Gen Z kids. Gen Z
Okay.
kids that grew up with it.
Sonic Generations to me is busy work the game. I think the star of the
You
show.
crying.
Yeah. I think the star of the show with Sonic Generations is the replay value after you do everything. Because whenever I hear people talk about Sonic Generations, they talk about coming back to play it. I never hear them talk about starting another game. It's always like, oh, hey, I want to mod it and play the levels that I already played or do whatever. Like, no, man.
I don't think even the things that you can go back and redo are fun.
To be
It's-
fair,
Yeah.
Justin,
Yes.
this is the same argument people use on when they say that they don't like SA1 or SA2. They're like, oh, you only come back to the Sonic and Shadow levels. You see what I'm saying? Like, you just said that you don't like the Knuckles levels in SA2, yet you ranked it very high.
But that's not. Listen, I like the rest of the game outside of the Knuckles and Rouge levels.
I know, I'm just saying that people are going to bring up
It's
this
also-
argument.
I shouldn't have to, like, break bread on this to, like,
No.
please everybody.
It's your opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm just saying, be prepared for people who are going to say stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, my thing with Sonic Generations is that, like, it's fun outside of making the different challenges available to you to have to do to progress. And I think there's a game farther down the line that took the philosophy from Sonic Generations and did it 10 times better. But we'll come back to that. So,
Yeah, I also just don't like the fact I have personal grievances with Sonic Generations wherein they treat unlocking Sonic's friends as some kind of yay, like some kind of it's supposed to be an achievement, an accomplishment, but it doesn't feel that way because you don't get anything for it.
right.
I'm gonna be
Just
honest.
Don't even get to play as Sonic's friends.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like the classic stages. I feel like the only good part of Generations is the modern Sonic stuff. Generations, like, it's cool that they tried it with classic. Like, at the time, it was a breath of fresh air because Sonic 4 was absolute dog shit. I'm not sorry, Double. But I just feel like it's aged really poorly, especially with Mania.
Right.
Anyway,
All right, so I think Sonic Generations is gonna get a B.
It's not even that bad of a score, you know.
I don't think it's a
not
bad
bad.
score either. I just don't think it's S tier. I don't think it's A tier. I think it's better than Colors. That's why it's in B. And I do actually think the replayability is something to factor in when it comes to a Sonic game. So
Yeah.
Oh, and the story in Sonic Generations is absolute dog shit.
Hey, you
Yeah.
know, if
Straight up missed opportunity.
If replayability is super important to you, then you'll love Shadow the Hedgehog.
no, I'm talking about good replayability.
10
No.
endings,
I'm talking about good replayability.
10 endings.
And
bro.
endings just means you have to beat the game 10 times.
Yeah.
Like that's not Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic Heroes had you beat it 4 times. Shadow has you beat it 10.
When
Yeah.
you think about the philosophy that like when you spend $60 on a game, like $1 should equal 1 hour. Like sometimes it's not always meant to be literal. With having 10 different endings of playing, forcing me to play a dog shit game. Like, yeah, sorry, bro. Yeah, that ain't it, bro. Sonic 3D Blast.
Guilty pleasure of mine.
But
I know it's not that good.
It's okay. I don't think it's better than Sonic Heroes, but I don't think it's worse.
It's technically the 5th anniversary game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just kind of okay. It's like maybe less than okay. I think it's kind of just gonna be a D tier game for me.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Along with Shadow the Hedgehog.
No. Shadow's not moving. Stop asking.
Can you go back to the Game Gear thing?
Game
that
Gear,
you
Game
had
Gear,
going
Game Gear, Game Gear. All right. Sonic and Knuckles. Isn't
It's as a standalone
that's
title,
just the,
yeah.
That's just the cartridge, right?
Yep. Just the standalone title.
I never thought about having to put Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3,
Me
and then
neither.
Sonic 3 and
Sonic
Knuckles
3
all separately.
and Sonic 3 on its own does have its own ending though. Like it does have like a different boss.
Yeah.
And it does have like the Sonic 3 on its own does have the better like Knuckles theme music too.
Okay.
So I mean they're minute differences, but
Yeah,
like
Dead
I've always
ass,
considered
yeah.
It's Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like.
Yeah.
if you want if you could put that in didn't play or comps if you want. Well, I mean, might as well rank them on their own. Why the fuck
It just
not?
feels weird to do that because like clearly to me Sonic 3 is gonna be S tier
Yep.
already.
I do feel like Sonic 3 on its own is the better half of the game.
Right.
It's just weird to think of them as separate experiences.
Yeah, I've never thought about it like that. I've always put them together in my head.
For the longest time, they've always been treated as separate, pretty much up until recently.
Okay, well outside of, popular consensus, I'm saying in my own realm, right?
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, it's always
I always
been
put them together.
It's always been the same thing to me. So,
Right.
it feels weird to even bother ranking them separately.
Then don't. You don't have to.
I guess I'll just put them all in S tier. Like,
It's a unique case. It really is.
Yeah.
Explain why you like the game, though.
why I like Sonic 3?
Sonic 3 and Knuckles, yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, Sonic 3 is the first one I got to play. It's the one I spent the most time with as a kid, even though I didn't beat it as a kid. I didn't beat it until later in life, but that was a common thing for me as a kid anyway. I don't know, man. Just the music, the vibes. Seeing Knuckles was very exciting to me. I don't know. It just feels the nicest out of the Genesis games to me. To put Sonic 3 and Knuckles up there as well, I mean, it's kind of like the same ballpark because like we were just saying, they're all the same to me. Sonic and Knuckles is up there too, just because, I mean, they all go together. They're one big happy family.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel it feels weird to not have them together. So
I think Sonic 3 Knuckles is the best Genesis Sonic game. However, the only thing I can really say is a negative about it, well, it's not even really a negative, it's just how colossal it all is together in one package. Sonic 2 is pretty much just as fun, like just as much of a good experience, but you could beat that in under an hour if you know what you're doing. Sonic
Right.
3 will take longer, and it takes a little bit more work simply because of how big it is. If you want like a fast, swift experience that you could speed run, Sonic 2 is your go-to. But
Yeah, but
Sonic
I
3,
don't think that's necessarily a negative. Just
oh, I know. Some people rank Sonic 2 higher than 3 simply for that reason.
Right.
That's interesting to me because that's literally saying that I enjoy having less content. Less content is the plus.
It's more
When,
streamlined. Some
like,
of the
at
later
least-
levels, sorry.
I was gonna say at least with Sonic 3 you get more content and it's all really well polished content. It's not like part of it doesn't play as well as the other half. It all plays really well and feels like a single cohesive package to me.
There is stuff like Flying Battery and Sandopolis, though, that a lot of people don't like. That's something to keep in mind. But-
Right. I'm not a fan of Flying Battery.
The
the
Flying
most
Battery
part.
is rough. You're not wrong.
I don't really remember how I feel about Sandopolis. Maybe I don't know.
Act
Metropolis
1.
was slow going.
Act 1 is great. Act 2 is the one with the ghosts.
Oh god, fuck that. Yeah. Fuck that. I forgot
And
about that.
Sonic 2 doesn't have any gimmicks like that. Anyway,
Right.
Sonic 2 is much more simple.
Yeah.
Just as tasty with less meat. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so we're at Team Sonic Racing. That's the newest one, right?
Team Offline Racing, yes.
Yeah, that's
Oh, man.
gotta be one of the worst fucking games I've ever played ever. I got it for free, and I
God,
wish
yeah.
I
And you
wish-
wanted to return it.
I wish I could return it, and I got it for free. That's fucking crazy. So Team Sonic
You wanted a
Racing,
refund, and you
fucking
got it for free.
terrible. Fucking
Man,
awful.
Shadow is better than that.
No, it isn't.
Wow.
It's not.
Wow.
It's
At least it's
not.
better than R,
Like,
Axel.
Shadow the Hedgehog has to live with Sonic 4 in your mind and Sonic R and
Oh my god.
God forbid Team Sonic Racing.
You know what? Now that you're mentioning it, yeah, Sonic R doesn't belong with them. It belongs in D tier.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
You convinced me. Thank you. This is why I needed you guys here to steer me correct,
Oh my god.
to keep
Wow.
me solid. What?
Anyway,
Wow.
let's move on, shall we?
Yes. All right. Sonic Lost World.
This one's a very interesting one.
Man.
Yeah, it's good, but it sure could have benefited from just having more, right?
I will give my opinion after he gives his.
I like it, and I know that's kind of weird because like a lot of people don't.
I like it too, though. You're not alone in that regard.
I think it's like the most hand-holdy Sonic game. Like they kind of just
it really
give you,
is.
they just give you like a life fountain. Like there's one level you can just keep replaying, the one with the clouds.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can literally just go in there and just keep farming lives in there. It's absolutely bonkers.
Well, and they did some neat DLC on the Wii U.
It was with Yoshi,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Yoshi and
there's the
Zelda.
Zelda one.
Yeah. I didn't get to experience that when I had a Wii U, and if I did, I don't remember it.
No, you didn't.
Which is a shame. Yeah.
I have it on mine still.
So, Sonic Lost World, I think it's fun. I actually kind of enjoy the boss fights. Music is kind of whatever. The plot I could give less than a fuck about. But Sonic, like, there's been a long time coming where Sonic games are not somewhere that I went for plot. I just turned it off because it was just like little kid bullshit to me. So, I wanted to play Sonic. I didn't want to play a daycare. So, I was like, fuck it. So if we're,
Man, I can't believe you don't like Shadow the Hedgehog then.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that Sonic Lost World is a daycare, and Shadow the Hedgehog is just an edgy middle schooler lunch table.
Right.
Oh,
So
This-
that being
this-
said,
The silent table that got in trouble for throwing a roll across the room. That's Shadow.
so
Sonic Lost World. Yeah, what do you got to say about it?
I was just going to say this one is probably the most interesting meta era game, like 3D anyway.
Yeah.
Because Yeah, the story is absolute dog shit. It is the worst Sonic story in all of the games, bar none. But I feel like it's weird because even though the style of the game isn't exactly what I think of, like when I think Sonic,
Yeah,
but I think the way the game controls and feels is really, really good.
I think so too, man.
I
It's
agree.
it's not like what I would want Sonic to be, but I definitely feel like it has a lot of good ideas they shouldn't have abandoned. Um,
Yeah,
it definitely isn't as bad as a game as people are making it out to be. Yeah, it's not a good step. It's not a step in the right direction for Sonic, but it's not fucking broken like '06. It
right.
is not.
So, yeah, I think Lost World runs great. I think the gameplay is fairly fun and unique, and it's definitely one of the few Sonic experiences where I can say its uniqueness is not an entirely bad thing. I'm gonna give it a B.
Damn,
Yeah.
it's higher than I was expecting, but all
No,
right.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, Deadly Six, interesting character designs, but they're just boring archetypes. Missed opportunity.
right.
It's
I
like
agree.
the Generations plot. Fucking missed opportunity. I hate the story. I fucking hate it. Tails is such a little bitch, dude. Fuck him. He's an
Okay.
asshole.
All right. So,
He's an asshole in it.
we're at Sonic Battle. Uh, I'm the only thing I remember about this game, dude, is the fucking
Mhm.
the Eggman robot, Emerald or whatever the fuck.
Emerald, yeah,
Yeah.
Emerald.
Um, I think I'm
Or if
just
you
gonna,
watch Sonic ML.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna slap this with the rest of the Game Boy Advance era games and see.
My opinion is like it's a cool idea. It's like Smash Bros on handheld,
Yeah,
I don't
and
think I played this one, so
you
I can't really-
haven't. The lack of depth perception really is just really frustrating when you try to actually play the meat of the game, though.
yeah.
But it's got a fun story.
You know what?
It does.
Maybe this guy belongs in D.
That's
Because
fine.
out of all of them, I remember playing Sonic Advance games more than Sonic Battle.
You should try giving Battle a shot on stream, like on your own, because outside of the fighting, it's basically an RPG.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
like that then. I like
Maybe I
that.
should play it.
Yeah, maybe.
So moving ahead, we are at Sonic Riders.
Mm.
Oh, I
Yeah.
really. Interesting idea, cool cast of characters, not really
Love Jet.
not really
Poor
executed
execution.
well. Yeah. I think I'm gonna slap this in D.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like its aesthetic is what gives it so many points.
Yeah, I mean
I love the
that's
aesthetic,
the
especially like
saving thing. Yeah.
yeah, and the music is fun. But I don't know. I feel like when the game is fun, it's fun, but then it just gets equally frustrating. It's
It's
not something I'd rather go back and I'd rather play Sonic R than that.
I found that it got old very fast, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's more like a sparkler than a fire.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe if they gave it another shot instead of doing like another Sonic Racing transform type deal, maybe that would be cool to come back. It'd be cool to see a new iteration of that.
I was
See-
gonna
see it
say
done
though,
right.
it was really cool that we had some like Sega characters in it, like Knights, I, Ulala, things like that. They
Right.
were playable in multiplayer. That was cool. Like it was cool to have that game give other Sega games some love.
Right. And that's the same way that like Sonic Racing Transformed did, right? Like you can play
Yeah.
you can play as like Beat and Beady
Mhm.
Joe and there were some other ones I think.
Mhm. Like Crazy Taxi.
Yeah. Sonic Shuffle.
A guilty
Oh,
pleasure of
fun.
mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a guilty pleasure. I have been wanting to play this with actual people because when I played this as a kid, I didn't get to play it with anybody.
We never played it?
I
Together?
don't think you and I ever played it together, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dude, when I played this with friends, oh, it was so fun.
It's really fun. It's like it's made by the same people that did Mario Party, and
Hudson
it shows.
Soft?
It shows. Yeah,
Is it
Hudson Soft. Yep.
Is it
It's not
really?
Sun-
Hudson
Soft.
Games.
Yeah. Wait, it's whatever they're called. I could be wrong.
It's Hudson. It's Hudson.
Yeah,
Hudson did a
Hudson.
great job.
I'm gonna put Sonic Shuffle in C.
A lot of people don't like it because the computer cheats. I mean, yeah, it does. It's a
I mean,
fucking
it's a
cheater.
fucking computer. It's a computer. Yeah.
It's really unfair though.
Right.
It's really unfair. You'll see what I mean if you go back and try it again. But with friends, oh dear God, it's so fun.
Yeah,
and I love Void. Void is such a cool character.
I think it's something we should definitely. We've talked about streaming it before. We should actually make that happen.
Yeah, when we hang out in person, we should.
Yeah.
Next time.
Sonic Unleashed. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. All right, let them know, Justin. Let them know.
Okay. Sonic Unleashed, when it came out, I thought ran great, right? For the time, I thought it was cool. I didn't mind it, right? I think the Werehog sections are fun. I think the music is cool. The story is kind of whatever. The daytime levels are a good time, but when I went to revisit this game in 2021, I think that's when I was playing it. It was either this year or last year. God, it is aged fucking horribly. It runs like absolute dog shit on the 360. It can't even keep a consistent like 30 frames. It goes under 30, and Sonic is not supposed to run, in my mind, it should be above 30. Sonic should probably always be around 60, if I'm being real. The frame rate was so inconsistent that I was getting migraines, and I could only stream it for like an hour at a time. It was absolute suffering. I didn't even want to finish it. I think the game has a lot of heart in the regard that it tried something to, like, you know, to slap the God of War combat into a Sonic game, which is very bold because Sonic fans only like running from point A to point B. They don't like other shit. So Sonic Unleashed is gonna get, man, I'm gonna give it a C tier.
A lot of people, you can't ignore the elephant in the room. People are gonna say you can play it on a newer console and it'll
Right.
run better.
But I shouldn't have to play a game from 10 plus years ago on a new console to be able to play it correctly. It should have ran correctly back in the day.
Yeah,
It's
but they were
14 years
pushing
old now.
boundaries. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were trying to push boundaries.
Is it really 14 years old now?
Yes, dude, it is.
Man.
It's almost
Yeah.
old enough to drive, bro.
Man, I think if Sonic Unleashed had come out, like, you know, a couple years later, like maybe just didn't come out on the 360 and came out as like a PS4 game, it would have been awesome. I think it was just a good game, like a right game,
game at a
wrong
bad
time.
time.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I was feeling. So
At least you're not blaming the game. You're just kind of blaming the hardware for not being there yet.
right, I think if I could play it in a like I said, this is the 2022 version, right? In a couple years, maybe if I go and replay it or something, or play it in another fashion and actually get to enjoy it in the way it's intended, maybe my score will change. But
Quick, guys, let's get Jot a Series S or Series X and a copy of Sonic Unleashed so he can stream it properly
I also
and play it.
one of my big complaints too is like the constant hopping between loading screens, like over and over and over again to like click through
Yeah.
shit. Not a fan at all.
I
Not a
even
fan.
remember making a joke. We went from, I think it was a triple loading screen back to back to back at one point.
No, that was 06. That was 06.
Oh,
Unleashed is the
okay.
one that had him like transform every cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna come back to Sega Sonic. I'm gonna get this out of the way while we're here. Sonic Unleashed PS2. It takes all of the things from Sonic Unleashed on the other consoles. Basically erases a lot of quality of life. It's pretty poo-poo. It has a lot of loading screens too. Don't really think it's great. I'm sorry if you like this game. I think it's ass. It's getting a D tier. So
Yeah, it's not that good. It is
Right.
quite bad.
it
It's
took
literally the watered down version of the base game.
It took a
Yep.
game that ran subpar on current consoles and tried to make it run on, you know, a last gen, and it didn't really do as well as it should have. I
The
played
hubs
it,
are gone.
yeah, I played it. I played it on an emulator, so that should have given it the best quality of life, right? To like,
Yeah.
to have consistent frame rates and be somewhat enjoyable. But no, man, that's
Missouri,
a no.
like not the state, Missouri, the country is gone. Empire City is gone. Hubs are gone. Most of the daytime level stages are gone. It's mostly Warehog.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
really
bad.
just rough.
So,
I've never actually
Woof,
played
woof.
the PS2 version, or wasn't there one for the Wii as well?
It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
right, but I hadn't played the Wii or the mobile one, so I slapped them. And
There was a
obvious-
mobile version?
Yeah, I found I found out about it through this.
It's not
Yeah.
this. It's not what you think. It's not. It was just a tie-in game with just it all. The only thing it has in common with the actual game is the title. It's like a short little 2D thing. Yeah, I'll have to show you more about it.
Okay,
I can
yeah,
show you
that
more.
sounds fun. I really enjoyed Sonic Unleashed. I want to know more about this mobile game.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you more about it later.
Okay.
Okay. So
Sonic CD.
I was gonna say we can do the Sega Sonic now.
Okay.
So Sega Sonic, this was an arcade machine that I only got to play once, and I know the machines, actually finding the machines are really rare. I got to play it at an arcade called Galloping Ghost.
Because we live in Chicago. Well,
Yeah.
and he used to.
Yeah, I used to live in Chicago, and they had one, and I got to play it for a little bit. And it was interesting. I remember the weird, like, controlling the characters with like the little rolling ball thing.
And the tile patterns.
Yes.
The checkered tile patterns.
So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of there. I don't really think it's good or bad. I think it's just kind of, I would have to spend more time with it or find another way to play it.
Yeah, did you ever get to play it with people?
No.
Oh, it's really fun.
Oh, you never played it with people?
Yeah, it's fun.
No.
With people.
We never played it together?
I don't think we went there together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought
don't
we
think
did.
You guys have ever been there together
Yeah,
either.
yeah, I don't think we'd ever gone together.
Mm.
I imagine the machine is gone now, yeah?
No. Sonic the Fighters was gone.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think they said it was going to come back.
Okay.
I think
I'm-
they sent it off for repairs.
For the sake of this kind of just existing, and like I said, I don't think it's good or bad, I'm going to put it in C.
Yeah, I don't think it's that remarkable of a game. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But the controls are just really weird, and it just... It'll cramp your hand, too, because the trackball thing is just... You gotta go crazy, bro. You gotta go
yeah,
crazy.
it's not all that comfortable.
No.
Now we can talk about Sonic CD.
Sonic CD.
Sonic CD, love the Japanese OST.
Same.
Love the opening cinematic. Love all the cinematics actually. Man, Metal Sonic is cool as fuck. The actual gameplay is like it's like it's kind of whatever to me. I do think it's better than Sonic 1 though.
I agree.
So I'm gonna put Sonic CD in B.
Yeah, I think Sonic CD is not the best game in the series. Like, to a lot of people, it's like you either really like it or you really don't.
Yeah.
I like it, but I just feel like 2 and 3 do it way better.
Yeah, I
It's-
enjoyed what was there, but
It's an
there are
upgraded
other
Sonic 1.
games-
It's
Yeah,
got
there are other games that do better.
it's got a good chunk of replay value too, because if you're doing like the good feature, bad feature shit. So, right, if you don't get them all the first time, go back,
Right.
replay it, get them over.
And the worst thing is that when it originally came out, I've been told from people who waited for the game to come out, were really excited to receive it as kids for Christmas or for their birthday, and the advertisement had promised all these stages, and it counted,
Like 60 levels. Yeah.
Yes, 60 levels.
But if you don't know
It's-
about the good future or bad future thing, the game feels super short.
And the problem is the good feature, bad feature stuff is still like the same level, but
Mm-hmm.
slightly altered.
But
It's not really-
Dude, when we streamed it, I remember running through the entire game in like I think like one stream basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Because,
short game.
Yeah, if you don't go through and grind out like the good future, bad future shit, it's over in a blink.
So kids thought that it was gonna be 60 completely different levels, and they were hyped.
Right.
So like compared to what was expected by a lot of people, versus just
Yep.
what it actually became and was. Yeah, people had different
Yep.
expectations.
So
True.
now, okay, here we go. You know what? I feel like we should save this one for one of the last. Okay. So Knuckles Chaotix.
Oh boy.
I don't think, you know what? I don't think I've ever actually played it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think when you had it, because I remember when we were in high school, you had gotten another 32X, and you got it to work like once, and then we never got it to work again. So,
I actually never got it to work because I never bought the cords for it. So what happened was I had Knuckles Chaotix as a kid, like in the 90s,
yeah.
and I hated it. I hated the game a lot. So I only played it like a couple times, and then I never played it again. And then my 32X got lost in the move. So in middle school, I bought a replacement, and it was it didn't have the cords with it, so I still need to get those. But no, the game is dog shit, if you even want to call it a game. Music is great though. Visuals also really good.
Right.
But as a game,
and the characters. The cool.
Yes.
I feel like the coolest thing about the game is probably the characters. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give this a rating. I'm gonna slap and it didn't play.
No problem. You're not missing much, really. It's not a
I
good
would
game.
like to. You know, I like Knuckles. I like all the characters, so I should play it at least once, right?
You should. Yeah, I guess so.
All right. We got an easy one. Sonic 4 Episode 2. That's an S tier. Just fucking kidding. It's shit. It's still going into poo poo shit with Sonic 4 Part 1. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm. There's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, Sonic 4 Episode 2, yeah, it improved the physics. It's much better than 1." No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
dog shit. It's worse.
Yeah, you gotta be.
It's worse.
You gotta be huffing mad cope. To think that one is better than the other. Like, no, they're both pretty poo poo.
They're
They're
terrible.
both the same. I agree.
It plays
So-
exactly the same, except Tails is with him now, and the level design is fucking worse. Yeah, the whole game is just dog shit. I'd rather play 1 than 2. Fuck that.
So now we're at
Sonic Speed Stimulator.
yeah, it's
Simulator.
it's not a game, but it is a collab. Like
It's a
not
collab
and,
game.
and consider
Right.
the fact that it was free. Like,
well,
well,
free asterisk.
Yeah, free asterisk, free with in title purchases.
You have to pay your internet bill to
right.
play it.
It's actually for what's there, and the fact that they keep making updates, and now there's more unlockable characters than ever, and they're making more obbies.
Right, but they're not
And-
okay, hold on. Let me hold you right there. Switching the characters doesn't do anything though. It's just a skin.
No, you're right.
So, I think it's like a
Wait,
fun.
I thought you could actually fly as Tails.
No,
No,
No, I'm
okay.
pretty sure it's just a skin.
it's just a skin, yeah.
I must just be imagining things.
And if you wanted to level up faster, you had to. I remember those Chow doing different things, like giving you bonuses. So if you wanted those, you had to spend money on those, and
Yeah.
So I think Sonic
being too
Speed
generous.
Simulator is probably like a D.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it's okay. It's here.
It's a fun little thing,
can't
but
believe you think
it's not
Sonic
deep.
Simulator's better than Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's not well.
Ah!
It's not hard to do. I mean,
Oh.
It's not tough.
Ah.
Okay, so now
Pain.
we're at the two probably most anticipated for us to talk about games, which would be
Sonic 06.
Frontiers and 06.
Yep.
Man,
Two very different.
yeah, let's get this Man, I don't even know which one to do first. All right, fuck it.
06 because it came out. Frontiers is the new one.
Yeah, but okay. I feel like my. All right. Personally, Frontiers is S tier.
Nice.
I think Frontiers is probably the best 3D game since Sonic Adventure 1. I think the gameplay is the most appealing. It's probably the most polished in a while. If you actually play the game correctly, if you don't just try to fucking break it, right?
Yeah.
So, man, the story's pretty entertaining, even though it's just an Evangelion fanfic. The boss fights are amazing. The music is probably some of the best that we've had in a long time. And
Yeah, I agree.
that's big talk, especially after Mania, because goddamn, Mania has a killer OST.
True.
The gameplay's got a lot of meat to it. There are the only downfall I would give Frontiers is the fact that there's no boss rush and there's no new game plus. That's about the only thing I could say about it that I'm like, man, I wish they would add those in.
Yeah.
It could come with an update.
I'm
Right.
really hoping we get a boss rush update. It's very strange
Yeah.
that this game doesn't have boss rush or any way to regenerate the major titans because
They're really fun.
because the other enemies regenerate, you know, you can go fight them again. How come we can't fight the boss again? It's a little strange.
Right.
Yeah, I think the bosses are some of the best things about this game.
Right.
Yeah,
And you can't go
the-
back and replay them without having different
To
save
start
files.
a brand new game, and it's not like it's going and playing a short Sonic game. No, this is the longest Sonic game we've had in a long time. My gameplay was a little bit beefy because I was trying to stream it and milk the most I could out of it to like see the most of the world while I was streaming it. And I didn't even 100% everything while I streamed it, and I played it for like 15 hours. Actually, no, I think it was like 16. Man, yeah, I feel like it's deserving of an S tier. I know that's controversial right now because a lot of people don't feel like it's lacking, or they feel like they should be the ones working at Sega and telling Sonic Team what they should be doing. And I am guilty of that too, because I've had opinions where I'm like, oh man, I wish Sega would do this, or I wish Sonic would do this, but
Yeah, to be fair,
yeah.
their track record this past decade hasn't been the greatest.
No, but I think this is like the first thing they've done in I don't know. Probably the like, to me it made me feel how I felt when I was playing Sonic Adventure as a kid. And
That's good.
I was talking about during this that like top 10 Sonic video I did, I was talking about how when I watched the intro cinematic for Sonic CD, when you see him like running around the plains and doing all this crazy shit, I'm like, man, I've always wanted to see Sonic in that kind of environment, and Frontiers is like, we're finally there. We got to see it. We got to do it. I think it's
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I don't know if I'm gonna replay it again anytime soon, because like I said, it was 16 hours. That's a lot for a Sonic game. But yeah, man, I'm hoping they give it some replayability stuff, some quality of life stuff later on, and I would like to see it run higher than 60 FPS on PC. I know that's
actually. Go
yeah.
ahead.
I know that's like a weird, like, very first world problem, but I would love to see this game at higher frames and higher refresh rates.
I was just gonna add that was one of my biggest issues with Sonic Unleashed, personally. To tie it back to that game in terms of length, I really loved Sonic Unleashed, and there were parts of the world and the soundtrack that I really enjoyed and would love to just go back and experience again. But because the game is just so long and so beefy, it does make it difficult to go back and like replay everything.
Right.
So there's just so much.
So I know you guys can't really say much about Frontiers yet because you've only played like up to like the second island.
Yep, I've been so busy.
I'm
I haven't
still
had the
streaming
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still streaming it.
So as me being the only one on the group who's gone all the way, yeah, it's a big time S for me, big time. I feel
Can't
like
wait.
I feel like Sonic Frontiers, and I know they say that other games are supposed to be like the spiritual successor to Sonic Adventure. I feel like Frontiers is the first one to actually live up to that and to do it right.
It comes the closest.
Yes, it is.
Even
it
everything
is,
I've seen so far, I would agree with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
by far the closest, which is probably why I'm so into it, so connected to it. So now that we've gotten through Frontiers, it's come time for Sonic 06.
Another beefy game that's hard
It
to
is
play.
beefy.
Yes.
Super beefy.
I left Sonic 06 because I know that most people would expect it to be extreme dog shit or like D2,
Oh,
right? That's
Really?
Hold on, let me finish. Most people would probably rank it in D or extreme dog shit. Like a lot of people do not like it. There's like a weird minority that really do enjoy the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hated it when it first came out. I played it for the first time, start to finish, like did everything like a year ago. And honestly, man, I actually like this game.
Wow,
I actually
that's a
like
bombshell,
Sonic
bro.
06. I know, that's why I wanted to leave it for the end, right? Because people are like, oh man, yeah, Sonic 06, like fuck that game. No, dude, I think Sonic 06 is fun. I think it is a fun game. Axel, you're muted, by the way.
I am.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were muted, bro.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Thank you for letting me know.
No, you're good. So, I think Sonic 06,
I didn't want the didn't want you to hear me screaming.
oh, okay.
Just kidding.
I think Sonic 06 is a case where public opinion swayed it so much that people didn't want to give it a genuine chance, that they wanted to look at it and think that it was always shit, and if they played it, it was always in the back of their mind that it was bad. But I will tell you, this is a game that is like Mikey had told me a while ago, Sonic 06 is like one of those games that it's bad, but it's like it's so bad it's fun. And
Yep.
I didn't understand what he meant, and then I finally sat down and played it, and man, it's a good game. I do think it's a good game, man. I think the story is kind of whatever, right? Like it's cool that it's got a serious plot, like some of it is fun, but it tried really hard for the time that it came out, and it didn't succeed. It definitely needed more time in the oven to just cook a little bit longer and to perfect the things that it needed to do. But I think that even Sonic 06 runs better than Unleashed. I think
On the
like,
hardware, yep.
yeah, for the hardware, it at least runs. Like, yeah, it might be a buggy nightmare, but like I can still play 90% of the game without having a fucking migraine. So I'm gonna put Sonic 06 in B tier.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I think the game... Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with it. Definitely. But what hasn't been said? Well, I'll tell you what hasn't been said. Is that most people who hate the game never fucking played it.
Right.
They're only repeating what journalists that think they, that think they know Sonic, or that they think Sonic should be, they just repeat that, whatever opinion that is. Don't get me wrong, I do not think it is a good game, simply because it is unfinished. With more work, I definitely feel like it'd be way better. Not perfect, but way better, because there's some parts of the foundation that I think are flawed, but it's not the very fucking worst thing. I think the meta era games are, some like Forces is worse, dude. I think it's way worse. But this game has heart. This game tried. It missed the mark, yeah. It's really unfortunate, but I definitely feel like this game became a punching bag, and it's kind of unfair. People dog on it. People still talk about it like it's a brand new fucking game. And people have done it so much that this is the very game that has basically created the meta era because of the response it got. The meta era is a huge.
Yeah.
It's nothing but a response to this game. Sonic shitty friends, a serious story, all that. They're all gone. A shorter game. We can't take any of the ideas that worked because it's associated with 06. Everything that's that has Sonic 06's name on it is considered trash. Now you see down at the bottom there's Sonic the Hedgehog Project 06. Now that is a fan recreation, and apparently it's really good. I've never played it, but it's something that we should check out sometime.
Right.
Sorry if I kind of went on a rant there.
No, dude, no, I get it. Sonic 06 is like a big sore spot for the Sonic community as a whole, so it's hard to not feel some type of way about it.
Gaming community as a whole.
Yeah, I was actually waiting for you both to state your opinions on it, precisely because I also have a lot to say. I actually believe it's very much an outlier compared to everything else that you've ranked tonight. I've always felt like it's an outlier, having played all of the mainline Sonic games on my channel, and I believe that it's an outlier because it's one of the greatest examples of Sega prioritizing narrative over gameplay and exclusively using gameplay moments to push the narrative. Not necessarily that the narrative was backseated, but that every moment in the game exists to push the story forward or to give the player a chance to actually actively engage with the story. The story isn't just something that goes on in the background that you think about while you're running. Like, no, literally, especially the train scene, it's directly tied into the story.
God
and there's,
damn it. God fucking damn it.
Right. Yes, exactly. And there's a lot of moments that are like the train scene, that are the activities and stages that you are doing and going through solely to progress through the story. And it's very unfortunate that Sega took away from 06's performance, that we as Sonic fans don't want a serious narrative, when that's just not the case. I do believe they can do a serious narrative well, and I'm seeing tidbits of that in Sonic Frontiers. Now, obviously, it's a little different. I don't know why I'm doing these puzzles in Sonic Frontiers. They're not married to the narrative, but they're definitely approximate. I'm not completing the puzzles solely to progress in the story, but I am finding Cocos. I'm doing a lot of other activities that are directly tied to the story, and I do think that Sonic 06.
I want to add something to the puzzles narrative thing with Frontiers. Go ahead. The laser puzzle actually does have narrative backing. Like, there's a reason for it. Well, no, I mean, they tell you before you do it.
Right.
Those are great. Those are gravestones.
Yes, they're
so
great.
You understand that these people are dead, right?
Yes.
So
they're dead as fuck, like Tikal.
Yeah. So that one did actually have like a narrative purpose for it.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I didn't quite catch that because I was so wrapped up tonight, because I just got done with that in my stream today as of the creation of this video, and I just got done with that puzzle, and because it's so it's so talked about and infamous almost that
I've watched people stream the game and like turn off the game because of that puzzle.
Wow.
So
that puzzle, I didn't even. I kind of wondered if they really were graves. They really are graves. Then that's confirmed. Wow.
Yeah, I think
they did call it the graveyard. So I do believe that you are correct. I think they sort of skirt over it gently.
Yeah, someone refers to them as black gravestones.
Yeah, so, you're right. I think they kind of skirt over it gently. So as to not bring the mood down, but it is pretty serious, especially after the cutscene that precedes it. I don't want to spoil anything for people who are still working through, but there's a very serious cutscene that comes right before you unlock the ability to even this puzzle is even story locked. You're right. The puzzle is progress and story locked, and that's probably why, because it's directly tethered to the narrative.
Right.
So it's good to see them at least taking a step to do that again.
Yeah, and you have to do it to fight the Titan. It's the event you do before the Titan, so that
Precisely.
awakens the Titan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's directly linked to the game. It directly links gameplay to story, and I was more mentioning the puzzles that you walk on, like those aren't.
Oh no,
directly-
those are just like little fun tidbits to do. Yeah.
And I'm not saying everything needs to be strictly married to the story or pushing the story forward, but
Right.
it's great that they are finding that line of things to give the player involvement and engagement in the world, and things to give the player engagement and involvement in the story, and then things that bring those two elements together.
Right. So
Activities that bring those two elements together.
So I do want to say one more thing about Frontiers since we switched to that.
Yeah, we're sort of comparing,
Yeah.
06 and Frontiers, because it's ongoing as they release games and as they change things. Go ahead.
Yeah, go off, King. Go off.
So Frontiers, I slapped at S, right? And I know Sonic Frontiers has it has kind of like a busy work factor to it. It does. But I know you're gonna go, well, why is Frontiers up in S but Generations is in B? Because your complaint about Generations is that it's just busy work the game. I think the busy work in Frontiers is far more appealing to me than the busy work in Generations. And I can't talk about all of that entirely right now because I do want to do a review for Frontiers. So I'll touch upon that more when I get there.
Yeah.
But
Looking forward to it.
for the meantime, I just think it could be hype. I mean, it's been almost 2 weeks since we're getting close to 2 weeks since the game came out, and it's just, I don't know, man. It just hits right.
Well,
I just like it.
I think that the reason that the busy work, as you're calling it in Sonic Frontiers, doesn't entirely feel like busy work is because it's a lot of times likely tied to that narrative. Obviously, I only just got off the first island,
Right.
but from the busy work that I saw on the first island, I still felt like I was progressing towards something or doing something that felt important, even if it was only incrementally so.
Right. I think
yeah.
I think my one thing I would say about the difference in comparison with the busy work in Frontiers versus Generations is that there's very little like loading time between the busy work. You know, in Generations is like you got to run across the stage, you got to manipulate to get up, and then you got to make sure you have the key to unlock this challenge, and then you do the challenge, and it's like, oh, we're gonna hit music notes back at Vector. I don't want to do that. I want to play actual fucking levels. I want to do something
Right,
fun.
I don't want these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I get your point.
I think, man, we've already been going for an hour and a half. I think we should call it on this.
Yeah, do you mind if I add one more thing about Sonic 06?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to tie back Sonic Frontiers back to 06, and I just wanted to say that I definitely think Sonic 06 is underappreciated. I agree with your ranking entirely. I think that personally, the reason it's just so different for a lot of Sonic fans isn't just because it's the first genuinely serious attempt to solely use gameplay with the sole purpose of pushing a narrative and telling a story. And I'm glad to see that Sega's found that line. It was one of my biggest concerns with Frontiers. I've been wanting more story out of my Sonic games for a while. I know a lot of people don't play Sonic games for story.
Nope, not me.
Right, yeah,
Mario
not you,
fan- yeah,
not,
Mario
not some
fans don't
ordinary
play it.
gamers. What was that?
Mario fans don't play Sonic games for story because their games don't have story.
Hey, listen, we got characters, we got story. Dude, you didn't get to the end of Mario Odyssey, so
Yeah,
you don't
Mario
know what that
Odyssey
story
actually
is.
has a fun story.
Bro,
Yeah, Mike.
I
I
know,
know
I'm
it's a
joking.
meme. It's a
I'm-
meme. It's a meme.
I know.
Right, people don't play Sonic game for the story, but the fact that they gave a genuine attempt and then are bringing that elements back in, I really appreciate that as someone who does look for story and someone who does appreciate story. When they can do both well, it's even more equally impressive.
I just wanted to say real quick, I also really appreciate a good story in Sonic because I feel like it can dictate the entire tone of the game.
Oh yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah, it has a bigger influence than you think.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, as a game, I count the game first and foremost, yes, over the
Oh yeah, it's
story,
gotta
but
work. And,
but
yeah.
you know, it's not a movie, but you know, it's a game. But I do think stories are incredibly important, and this past decade has been an absolute fucking wash.
Right.
Drops mic.
I think the narrative for this game is definitely the most entertaining. It's the first one I've actually like wanted to pay attention to, because it actually feels like there's a lot at stake for once. It doesn't feel forced, even though I still think the game is just one big Evangelion fanfic.
But what is Evangelion but an official fanfic? Got you there.
I guess. I don't know. I just play the game and then we'll talk about it, man. Because I
Bro,
can't.
I know.
I can't fully
Bro, I
explain
know.
it to you without spoiling shit.
I think this has been a
True.
good tier list.
Yeah, I think this was fun. My tier
Shadow the
list-
Hedgehog, you're wrong.
Oh,
but
God.
other than that,
Hey, at least it's
Other
above the
than that-
Game Gear, right?
listen, that's not exactly a high bar to jump, quite frankly. I still don't think Shadow's extreme dog shit, but it is your tier list, and
Mhm.
this is your video, so you're entitled to that, even if it is to my dismay.
Yeah, man. I mean,
We can disagree. We can agree to disagree.
right. And whenever we get around to doing like your tier list, I'm sure yours will look entirely different than mine. Just as if like we did this for Mikey, his is gonna look entirely different than mine because we're all
That's what's fun.
different walks of life with the Sonic community. Mikey's like the most hardcore. I'm like,
No, I'm not. According to some people on Twitter, I'm not.
okay,
Because I make fun of it.
Yeah, I mean they
It's okay. Twitter is
yeah,
dying, and I
right.
grew up with the LCD games. The Sonic
right.
and the Knuckles soccer LCD game is my favorite Sonic game, and it's not even included here.
Right, but what I was saying is like Mikey's like the most hardcore. I'm like casually involved. Like I've always had an appreciation of it, and like Axel's like newer. Like this is a newer thing for her, right?
Yeah,
So-
like I've always been around Sonic. My first OCs were actually Sonic characters and inspired by Sonic characters, but I've never had access to any of the initial Sega consoles, and I didn't get to have my own first Sonic game until the Game Gear, or the game. Well, yes, Sonic 2 is my first game, my first Sonic game on the Game Gear.
Okay,
And
I was gonna say
then-
make sure you say on the Game Gear because
Right.
Sonic 2 on the Game Gear is different than Sonic 2. Just-
Right, yeah.
yeah.
I guess,
True.
don't worry. I'm gonna make sure everyone knows.
True.
We constantly make jokes about my shit childhood Sonic experience.
Yes,
Dude,
we do.
LCD toys and fucking Game Gear. God.
My first
Man.
newer game was
You
Sonic
and your
Adventure
World War
2.
One Sonic toys.
Right.
World
I-
War
I-
One Sonic games.
I didn't get to play anything else until Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube. So yeah, I've got a very strange relationship with the Sonic franchise, but it's been fun.
Like a lot of people, a lot of people have also been properly introduced to Sonic on the GameCube as well. You're not alone there.
Right.
But
Yeah.
There's
I
tons
am
of,
alone in
there's-
that the LCD experience is for Sonic Underground was my primary experience.
and you're just batting 1,000.
I am.
There's tons of different entrance points. Like some people got the animated series, some people got the comics, some people got LCD
LCD
toys.
toys.
Right. And let's not forget that most people probably didn't even play a Sonic game until the GameCube. So that's another thing.
And it's crazy to think
Yeah.
that Sonic Frontiers will be some people's first Sonic game.
God, that's such a weird thought to think about.
Yep. It is crazy.
So with all of this being said, remember, if you got beef with it, air me out in the comments. Let me know. If you want to, if Twitter's still a thing, if you want to follow me and show me your tier list or whatever, hit me up on Discord. Like I'll check it out. I'd love to compare and contrast and, see where y'all put games. So, Yeah.
Yeah, like it if you like it, dislike it if you don't.
Air him out in the
Right.
comments. This dude's ready to box.
Yes.
Tell him about that Shadow the Hedgehog. Tell him.
Yeah. So
Axel, I'm sorry you're the minority here. Most people are going to agree with us.
Aw.
yeah, sorry.
You're setting yourself up for disappointment. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, your guys' beef is with him. This is his video.
You're-
This is his
yep.
channel. Air him out. Let him know.
Right. And so now this is the part where I'm gonna cut to thanking the channel members. So say goodbye, y'all.
Goodbye.
Everybody. Thanks for joining
Thank
us.
you.
It's been fun, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Take
see you next
care.
time.
Bye,
Thanks for having
guys.
us, but bye.
This video shout out goes to my boy Ben Dover, who's been a longtime member of the community and been a channel member for 14 months. So thank you, man. And to everyone else, thank you for being a channel member. And my content would not be possible without your support. So until next time, no brain, just aim.